name's Dave Wood. I'm a former New South Wales Police Officer. I had 12.5 years service with the police force. I worked in 7 different LACs throughout my 12 years. Started at Campbelltown and then branched out into specialty units, things like riot squad, tactical operations unit, surveillance units, stuff like that. And copped an injury that I sustained 12.5 years in that then ended my career. And yeah, I finished up. I joined the job and become a police officer purely to chase that adrenalin side of life and stay active and feel like I'm contributing to the community and helping society move forward. After my shoulder injury, I then unfortunately started to fall apart. And what I mean by that was I started to lose my identity, lose who I thought I was. Was secondary diagnosis of depression and PTSD. Just felt like I'd gone from up here and living life large where I wanted to be to all the way down here and feeling like there was no further drop. I was at the bottom of the hole, couldn't climb my way out. I loved the job. I still love the job. So after my physical injury and I was placed on a return to work program, I was working suitable duties at the time, trying to get back to full duties. Unfortunately, I had at this point already been diagnosed and told that I was suffering from depression, that I wasn't dealing with things. However, I was doing my best to try and get back to full duties. I later found out that I was also suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. However, on this particular day, within my suitable duties, I was on shift and I received a phone call from a chief inspector that explained to me the decision had been unfortunately taken from me. It was no longer my decision. The medical discharge unit within the police force had made the decision for me and decided, due to reports from the specialists in regards to my physical injury, that I was going to be medically discharged. That phone call led to me saying some not very nice things and getting very angry. And I'd like to say depressed, but at the time I didn't feel depressed. I just felt really angry and annoyed and stressed, and I said some really unnice comments and I swore a bit and I said things that I regret saying. However, at the time it was very real to me, and that's when my career was stripped from under me and not from my doing. After receiving that phone call on that particular day, I remember through all my anger and feeling very actively wanting to go and do something really stupid. I actually then took 15-20 minutes. I left the local area command, the police station I was working my suitable duties at the time, and I walked out into the car park, and I remember just collapsing behind the car and crying for about 10 minutes, believing that life was done, life was over. They were taking from me my career, and although I was a married man with children, my career meant everything to me, and that was now gone. At that point, when I was kind of in the fetal position behind a parked car within the police car park, I felt like that, I don't know where to go from here. I don't feel I have any steps forward. Everything's backwards. Everything's now dropping at the moment. Everything's been stripped from me. I didn't know how to deal with, I suppose, the emotions. I'm going to need to examine the word, study the word, work out what depression actually is, so I know where I'm at, so I can try and climb out of this hole that seems like I'm 6 foot under. When I joined the police force in the first place, I joined to be a New South Wales police officer for the balance of my life, through to retirement. The fact that was no longer there just made me believed that, well, what else? I don't know anything else. I have nothing to move forward with. I need to move forward. I need to have some direction. I need to try and work out what can move me forward, and I'm the only person that can do that. I focused my attention on maybe I can now contribute in my own way then and work towards working in the mental health industry and trying to give back that way. Once I'd realised there was something for me to direct my attention to and move towards, having a goal within a further field outside of the police force, I spoke to my case manager. My case manager at the time put me through with a rehab provider that helped me organise the further studies through New South Wales TAFE, and also helped me with how to kind of reconnect. Produce a resume, re-talk in interview instances, and be a part of active society again, I suppose, was the way to explain it. So yeah, my case manager controlled all that for me, took that stress away from me and let me concentrate on the fact that I just now had a goal to work towards. And yeah, I then started to go back through studies with TAFE New South Wales. Study again was very daunting. I hadn't studied for maybe 20, 25 years. However, I was, through my career in the police force, it actively linked me again, because through your career within the police force, I didn't have a resume. I hadn't had a resume, and apparently resumes were no longer called resumes, they were called CVs. I didn't even know what CV meant. So with the help of the rehab provider was able to teach me the new skills I needed in moving forward to learn how to produce my CV, to actively attend interviews and so forth. Within the mental health industry, thankfully I was able to ascertain a new position through New South Wales Health in the mental health industry in an inpatient unit, which was a 3-year contract. At the end of that 3-year contract, I could see my own mental health issues coming to the forefront again and playing a role. So instead of extending my contract, I let my contract cease and left that industry. Yeah, my new role as a case manager within the insurance industry is extremely exciting. I know it's going to have its challenges, like everything else I've tried in life, but I'm extremely happy to be moving forward within this field and know that I'm contributing again. I'm back to being who I want to be. If I was to give any advice to New South Wales police officers that are transitioning out of the job now, and as crazy as it sounds and as emotional as it sounds, the first tip I'd give them would be to own where you're at. Own the fact that you have to live with and come to terms with the fact that if policing you felt was your life does move forward. It can move forward. So own your life where it is at the moment. The second tip is lean heavily on anyone and everyone you can as supports, whether it be your case manager with the insurance company, whether it be rehab providers. Use all your resources that are available to you, because them, with family, with friends, they're all in the boat with you. They're not in the position you're in, but they're all only trying to help. So understand and use those resources rather than push away from them. And the third bit of advice I'd give is just understand that life, just like when you are actively in the police force, life throws you curveballs every day, just like doing a 12-hour shift and not knowing what's next. Life does that to you. However, just around the corner, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's other avenues for you. You can move forward. There is, you know, as much as you may be set in your ways and believe you were going to be a copper for the rest of your life. I did openly, but you can move forward, and there is other avenues and ways to know that you can be who you want to be and still have a productive and excellent and happy life.